Episode 9 is set to implement tons of twists and turns as well as surprises by writer and director J.J. Abrams for the final installment of this current trilogy. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, one thing I gotta say that I'm really looking forward to seeing in Episode 9 is, of course, the various cameos and, of course, the surprises that are to come that'll change our view on the past two movies. It's really going to be very intriguing to see exactly how J.J. Abrams is going to wrap everything together and connect this film to the prequels, the originals, and even the EU/Legends material. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film when it comes to some of the set leaks, the set designs, the concept art and storyboard descriptions, etc. One of which has all to do with Kylo Ren and Emperor Palpatine himself. Specifically, a description of Kylo Ren inside of a vault of some kind, full of Sith relics. In Kylo's hand, he holds a device that eventually protects a hologram of Emperor Palpatine, however in full color instead of the blue hue. This seems to be an upgraded hologram display of sorts. The next goes over the Palpatine figure showing Kylo Ren a display of 6 super weapons destroying the surface of a planet, presenting the damage they can do to a world. Another goes over the Palpatine figure now almost life-size, similar to how Maul was used in Solo: A Star Wars Story, with Palpatine holding a device that he left in the vault that is described as a tracker to a planet in the unknown regions, and the location of the weapons. The hologram ends with Kylo grabbing the tracker that Palpatine left behind years ago, before his death as a backup plan. So I really want to go over this because this is really getting me very excited for this movie when it comes to the cameos that we can expect to see in Episode 9 by JJ. Now, we've been hearing about Palpatine and his involvement in this film very lightly these past couple of months or so, about him actually having interactions with Kylo Ren indirectly, of course. You know, Palpatine is dead after all, so he'll be coming back in the forms of visions, holograms, etc., whatever they're going to do. So in this scenario, it's Palpatine in the form of a colored hologram. Now, I find that very cool because if you look at Solo: A Star Wars Story, they kind of did that, where we got to see Darth Maul's red face and everything, and using the lightsaber and igniting it. I thought that was very clever of what they did in Solo. So it seems like they're doing the same exact approach here in Episode 9 by giving us a colored holographic display. Now, the next thing that I do want to go over is when we go into the details of Kylo Ren coming across this actual hologram device that actually delivers information about these super weapons that we have also been hearing about for about 2 months now or so, which I believe are the World Devastators. Now, in Legends material and in the EU, Palpatine loved the World Devastators. They were a part of the Dark Empire comic line. Very great comic series, I gotta say. It's when Luke Skywalker turns to the dark side. And in that, we learn a whole lot more about the World Devastators and what they can really do. They also had it in one of the video games. I believe it was Rogue Squadron or Rogue Leader, one of those. They're great. They're very unique. You know, they're very unique super weapons. They're kind of different than that of a Death Star or, let's say, Starkiller Base, because these things actually go over the surface of the planet and destroy the terrain. So with Palpatine having an involvement in Episode 9, it's very freaky and strange in a sense that he still has a plan within the sequel trilogy itself that comes to life through the First Order and Kylo Ren. And not only that, we've been hearing about this for the longest time, that J.J. Abrams wanted to somehow connect this movie to the originals when it comes to the character of Emperor Palpatine himself. Some of the major characters like Kylo Ren and Rey, etc. So when I'm thinking about Emperor Palpatine, I'm starting to wonder, which version of Palpatine will we get? Are we going to get the Palpatine from the original trilogy, or are we going to get the Palpatine from the prequel trilogy? Because if you guys do recall, in the original trilogy Blu-ray, if you guys go ahead and watch The Empire Strikes Back, I believe one of the versions has the prequel version of Palpatine speaking to Vader in the form of a hologram. So it's very well possible that they will be using the prequel version of Palpatine in Episode 9 through JJ and Chris Terrio. And we also know that J.J. Abrams loves the characters of Darth Vader and Emperor Palpatine, so that's going to have an involvement in Episode 9 as well. So the last thing that I really do want to go over is how Palpatine is actually presenting all of this to Kylo Ren. You know, these weapons and what they can do, and, you know, pretty much the opportunity that it gives to Kylo Ren in order to take order of the whole entire galaxy, to take control, and to let others know, you know, if you don't obey, this is what we're gonna do. Kind of similar to what they did in The Force Awakens with Starkiller Base and whatnot. So, I know some of you guys out there hate super weapons, and I totally get that, but it seems like that they're doing this with a different approach in Episode 9, where there's going to be multiple super weapons, however each super weapon itself is smaller in design. You know, these things are no bigger than a skyscraper, give or take, so you can only imagine what they're going to look like over the surface or over the atmosphere of a planet. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think about all of this below in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.